right, folks, we're here with Joseph.
Hey.
He is going to be executing our revenue sharing agreement for a YouTube video here. So if this makes some money, if you guys give it enough views, it's going to make him a little money. He's signing it now. We definitely appreciate him doing this. So,
here's your pen. Yes.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name is Joseph Wilson. I'm 38 years old. I was born in Tacoma Park, Maryland, adopted, and left my parents' house when I was 18 to explore the world and, you know, to be as independent as God made me.
How was your relationship with your parents coming up as a young child and then as an older child as you approached 18?
Well, it was, I guess for lack of a better word, it was turbulent, you know, so to speak. My parents had to show me a lot of tough love. They had to make me figure out how to do things for myself, and at the time I interpreted that as being mean or, you know, things like that. But as I got older, you know, the typical situation that normal teenagers go through.
Were you an only child at home, or did they have other adopted kids?
I was the only adopted child. They had 3 other natural children.
Did you get along well with them?
Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah.
They about your age, older, younger?
We're each 2 years apart. There's 4 of us, and I'm the youngest. We're each 2 years apart. So,
did they talk to you about why they went out and adopted a child? Did they say it was just because they wanted to do some good in the world? Why did they adopt a handicapped child?
From what I remember, my parents, we had a neighbor that lived across the street that had spina bifida, and she was just curious. She was always interested in the reason why people act the way they do and things like that. She's a teacher now, but I guess generally she was just trying to.
Your mom was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have are your parents still alive?
Yeah.
How often do you talk to them?
I talked to my mom yesterday on the phone.
You have a good relationship with her?
As good as can be, yeah.
What part of the world is she in?
They live about 17 hours away in Maryland.
They live in Maryland?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been in Florida?
I've been in Florida probably for about at least 15 years now.
Do you have a good relationship with your father as well?
Yes. Yeah. Both my mom and father, the relationship is equal. It's equal.
Okay, we're going to get more to the scripted interview for a moment now, folks. What's your source of income?
I get disability, and I get, as I said, I was adopted. My birth father was in the Air Force, and he's no longer living, so I get sort of like a death benefits check from him also.
What is the amount of each check, the disability and then the death benefit?
I'm not going to say all that.
You don't want to say your income amount? Okay. What's the highest annual income you've ever made?
Annually? I can't
monthly.
say.
What's the most money you've ever made per month?
About $1,600.
Were you working then, or was it benefits?
No.
Okay. How long you been homeless?
Off and on for about 15 years.
Homeless for 15 years?
I rap. I do music.
You do what?
I do music.
Music?
Yes.
You musician?
So to speak, yeah.
You sing? You play an instrument?
I rap.
You rap?
I know. Rap nowadays is crap, but hopefully I can get people to adapt. And
have you been homeless in other places, other states too, or just in Florida?
I was homeless for a little while in North Carolina for about like 4 or 5 months. And then I was able to get my own place. I lived in North Carolina before I came down here to Florida.
When's the last time you had an indoor place to sleep?
Last night. I got a room right now.
You got a room now?
Yeah, right up the road.
Okay,
but it's not gonna.
You're staying in a hotel.
Yeah, but it's not gonna last forever. My money isn't yet.
Yeah. So does that happen basically every month? You get your check, you get a room for a little while, and then you're on the street again?
No. Typically, I haven't been even getting a room because I haven't had my ID. I was able to get my ID, and now because of court issues, I'm trying to maintain a place, stable enough place for long enough to please the judge.
You ever sleep in shelters?
I have. I'm not allowed in the shelters down here.
Why don't they let you sleep in a shelter, man? Tell us what happened.
Well, in St. Vincent de Paul, okay, it was late at night. I had to pee real bad. I'm not incontinent, but I had to pee real bad, and I knew that by the time it took myself to get into my chair and into the bathroom, it probably would have been too late. I had an empty cup, so I used that. I was gonna empty it out in the morning, and that's the reason that the head person in charge decided to ban me and not allow me there.
Did they say that it was disciplinary, or did they say it was related to the disability? Like, did they say, well, we don't have the facilities for somebody disabled, you got to go?
He said you urinated in the he said you urinated where people eat, pretty much. That's all
Okay.
he said, and which I can understand.
What was
but
his name? What's this guy's name?
I believe his first name was John. I don't remember.
And he works at St. Vincent de Paul in what town?
In St. Pete, Florida.
What? His first name is what again?
I believe his name was John. This was
Okay.
a while ago.
Talk to John. What message do you have for John in case he sees this? Some coincidence he sees
Hey,
it.
John, I appreciate you really doing your job. That's it.
Okay, so no real hard feelings there, really.
No, he's doing his job, but he doesn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end this part of the interview, folks, and when we get back, this gentleman, we're going to ask him to go into a little more detail and retell the story how he got kicked out of St. Vincent de Paul.